Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of WCBN covering Michigan men's soccer. My name's Zach Warshaw. I'll be by myself taking you through this game as most of our crew has Labor Day off. We see Michigan taking on Bowling Green's Falcons. Bowling Green enters this game 1-1. Michigan coming in 2-0-1, still lossless on the season with one draw against Notre Dame. Michigan's going to be decked out today in all white, while Bowling Green goes their very notable neon orange as they have a usual Cleveland Browns-esque theme going on. Michigan starting players going to be Martin Oliver up front. The midfield will be Quinn Rogers, Shuma Sasaki, Matar Mitrovic, Julio Herrera, Nicholas Cassidy, and Raymundo Menendez, with Matthew Fisher and Nolan Miller back on D and Isaiah Goldson in net. Bowling Green will round out with two forwards and Bennett Painter and Trace Terry. Midfielders Aiden Pachek, Mads Christensen, Joshua Saavedra, and Andrew Schaefer, with 3D Gus Peacock, Giovanni Soares, and Kyle Tichetto, with the man from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Enzo Gil in net. Both goaltenders have virtually identical records on the year, with 3 games played, only 2 goals allowed for both of them, so see if anyone cracks today as Michigan looks to finish up their first homestand of the season against another MAC opponent. Beautiful day for soccer out. Partly cloudy, not too hot, not too cold as teams take the field. Bowling Green takes a team photo over by their bench while Michigan lines up, and we'll be underway shortly. Michigan will go from right to left and vice versa for Bowling Green, left to right. Bowling Green has more of a two-man look with Painter and Terry up at forward. They have 2 goals apiece for every goal that Bowling Green has scored this season, while Michigan likes to share it around a little bit more with 5 players scoring so far this year, with Quinn Rogers being the leading scorer at 2 goals for himself. Another notable thing about Bowling Green, Trace Terry has 12 shots all by himself so far this year. That's more than double the next player, so definitely look for him to be the Falcons' leading man and trying to get it past Isaiah Goldson. Teams line up now for kickoff, and we'll be underway momentarily. Great crowd on hand today for the men's soccer match. Looks to be about full. I'm not going to quote it as a sellout because I don't have official statistics, but it's pretty full. These fans are ready. Got a little bit of Queen to get them going, and we're just waiting for the ref's whistle to get us started. Raymundo Menendez will be the one from Michigan starting off. He'll kick it back, and we are underway. Michigan holds it behind the halfway line. Making their way up the left side now. Passed up for Sasaki. Sasaki takes it down the left wing. Looking to make a cross, has nothing. Poked away by a Bowling Green defenseman in Hernandez. It's going to go out, but they're going to say that's off of Sasaki. It'll be a throw-in down by the Bowling Green corner. Or they're actually going to say it's a full-blown corner. It looked like it went out a little before the end line, but so it'll be a corner for Michigan. Just passed ahead for Sasaki right at the top of the box. Over to the side for Menendez. Menendez tried to get a pass through, was blocked away by Bowling Green, kicked away by Tichetto, and Bowling Green will take it back out to midfield. Up to the right side for Trace Terry. He'll sneak out of bounds. It'll be off Michigan defender though, so Bowling Green retains possession. Gus Peacock to throw it in for the Falcons. He'll throw it back to his defenseman and Kyle Tichetto. Tichetto will take it all the way back to his net, and he'll just let Enzo take care of this. Sent ahead in the far left side now for Bowling Green. A couple players battling for it. Taken away on the far side by Cassidy for the Wolverines. They'll try to cross into the box. Nothing. Kicked away. It'll go out of bounds, but Bowling Green sends it out, so Cassidy and Michigan will retain possession over on the far side, right above the Bowling Green box. Cassidy get ready to throw it in. Throws it back to the midfield, all the way back to the center line now. Matthew Fisher has it for the Wolverines. He'll send it back to Cassidy on the far side. Cassidy moving ahead, try to get around 3 Bowling Green defenders. Sends it in front for Menendez. Menendez just sends it back. Now into the middle, headed, pass. Oh, just missed Will Baker on the left side for a wide open net. Was headed forward by Herrera for Baker and just a little too far out of his reach, so it'll go behind the net and be a goal kick for the Falcons. Great opportunity there from Michigan, their first opportunity of the game. Almost 3 minutes into this first half, Michigan looking very strong. One chance on multiple possessions. Bowling Green yet to really have it on their end of the field as Gio will send it down the length, but just back for Michigan. Will Baker will try to clear it, but will go off the face of Saavedra for Bowling Green. So it'll be Michigan ball back in their own territory as they'll just throw it in. Ref's going to blow this dead and say it's actually further back. Thrown in by Matt Fisher. Headed around by a couple people. No team can get possession. Finally, Michigan's able to head it back out. And it'll go towards midfield. Will Fisher taking it himself all the way through midfield. Juking through multiple Bowling Green defenders. We'll send it to the far length of the field for Cassidy. Oh, just not enough on that. Wasn't able to make it the full length without getting knocked away by Schaefer, the Bowling Green midfielder. Out on Schaefer, though, so Michigan will retain possession as they throw it back to the midfield line. Mitrovic has it on the midfield line for the Wolverines. So he's kind of dancing around back there, let anyone get set up. Send it over for Sasaki. Tried to send it ahead, blocked away by Bowling Green. Moves a couple players' hands. Christensen has it for the Falcons right now at midfield. Ref's going to blow it dead here. Not sure why, but either way it'll remain Bowling Green's possession. And now Bowling Green has a player down in the backfield. Didn't look like there was any contact around there. Possibly just cramping here as the trainers for Bowling Green will run out and assess the situation. On the far side of the field, can't see exactly who's down right there. I'll let you know as soon as we can see their number. Number 5 for the Falcons, that is Giovanni Soares. Looked like it was much behind the play, so I believe it has to be just him cramping. Not that I'm a doctor, but I'll assess the situation. Not going to pull him out. They'll just have him step aside on the sideline and play will resume while he tries to get back into this. In the meantime, Bowling Green regains possession right at the midfield line. Number 10, Anthony Hernandez will have the kick as everyone goes towards the box. Sent in by Hernandez. Ahead, looking for Saavedra, just a little too much on that. And it'll go over his head and out of bounds for a Michigan goal kick from Goldson. Giovanni Soares for Bowling Green will now re-enter the game, so whatever was bothering him, he's now good and ready to go again as we get set up. Michigan will throw it in from the close sideline around their bench area. Fisher will just throw it back for the defenseman Will Baker. Will Baker sends all the way back to the net with Isaiah Goldson. And Goldson just going to clear this the far length of the field, looking for Menendez. Not enough on that, blocked away by Bowling Green, and they'll take it the other way. Battling now. Rogers for the Wolverines able to get it, send it back to Goldson, who in turn just kicks it towards midfield as it'll roll out of bounds. Bowling Green retain possession, however, gives Michigan a chance to set up again defensively. Thrown in by Peacock of the Falcons. A little double bird action there. Sent ahead by Michigan now. Blow the whistle as Julio Herrera looked to have a breakaway, but then was tripped up. Don't know if they're going to say it's incidental contact or not a good challenge on Bowling Green. Looks like they're going to say it was just incidental contact. However, Herrera is on the ground. Looks to be in a little bit of pain. Herrera up and moving around now. Seems to be good. 5 minutes into this first half, still 0-0 game. And they are going to give a yellow card on that to Coyote Shadow for Bowling Green, so they're going to say that was a bad challenge. And 5 minutes into this game, Bowling Green's already got their first yellow against Michigan. For a Big Ten opponent, they obviously want to play smart here, have a chance to maybe steal one on the road in Ann Arbor. About to be underway here with the free kick for Michigan. Just they're letting Herrera walk it off a little bit. And Will Baker will send it ahead. Over on the far side now is Sasaki. Trying to get around two Bowling Green defenders. Can't, has nowhere to go. Just going to send it back to the defenseman, Fisher. Back to Sasaki now on the left side. Heading towards the middle, underneath the net. Passed across, deflected off a Bowling Green player and in! Michigan scores on a very lucky bounce. Shuma Sasaki. Gets his second goal of the season off a ball that went off the shin of a Bowling Green defender. But they don't ask how, they ask how many. And Michigan now leads 1-0 with just about 39 minutes remaining in the first. Great start for the Wolverines here. Fans here now cheering Shuma as he goes back to midfield. Definitely a fan favorite here. The graduate student from Kawasaki, Japan, with his second goal of the year to put the Wolverines up 1-0. We're back underway here as the first shot on net missed by about a centimeter. Right now, Michigan is 1 goal on 1 shot. Pretty good percentage. As Sasaki puts them up 1-0. Battling in midfield now, both teams are. The ball will just be sent back into Bowling Green's end. A couple players chasing for it. Sasaki able to win the race. On the left side, has no one up though. Pass it ahead now. Open defender is Menendez. Mendez sends it across. Was intended for Herrera, just a little bit too past him. Michigan retains possession. Far side now. Sent ahead again for Mendez, but doesn't make it all the way there. Headed away by Bowling Green defense. Still in the box though, can't really get it out. Finally now the Falcons will bring it out on the far side of the field. Taking it up is Schaefer. Schaefer is going to kick it ahead, way out of reach of anybody though, and it'll be collected by the defenseman Fisher for Michigan, who just sends it right out of bounds, so Bowling Green gets it right back. Duchetto with it for Bowling Green. Over to Peacock, back to Duchetto. About midfield, a little behind midfield. Bowling Green just passing it around the defense here, trying to get something started. They'll now send it all the way ahead for Hernandez. Little too much on that as it's going to roll out of bounds. Nolan Miller for the Wolverines will just throw it in on their own end. About 10-15 feet ahead of the goal line. Thrown in now by Michigan. Sent ahead to midfield. Headed away though. Great job by Bowling Green's defense. Trying to put something together here now. Bennett Painter for the Falcons was moving in. They're going to blow it dead though. Not sure what they saw, but either way it'll be a free kick for Bowling Green, about 15 feet behind the box in between midfield and the goal line. Andrew Schaefer for Bowling Green will take this as Bowling Green looks to get their first opportunity of the session. Everyone right in front of the goal waiting for this to be sent in. Here comes the cross and headed out. Great job canceling that opportunity by Herrera of Michigan. And they're going to immediately blow it dead here. Say there's a little bit of grabbing of the jersey on Bowling Green. Ref talking to Bennett Painter. No card on this play, just a little bit of a warning as Michigan will now get a free kick from Goldson. Send it ahead to the close side for Fisher. Fisher takes it up the close side for Michigan. Over to Mendez. Back to Fisher. Fisher at the midfield line. He'll send it ahead, looking for Sasaki, however, not really accurate on that, and so Bowling Green's defense will take it away. Tichetto for the Falcons now on his own net, and he'll cross it over to the other side. Way too much on that, and he'll go out of bounds, so Michigan gets possession right at about the top of the box line and Bowling Green's end. As now the Wolverines will look to put something together. Far side of the field, throw in coming from Nicholas Cassidy as he lets his guys get set up here. He'll throw it in and headed away in front of the box by Bowling Green defenseman Hernandez. Attempt to clear by the Falcons goes right to midfield where Herrera just sends it back. Herrera with it on the left side. Right outside the box. It'll send it a couple of feet to the left for Mitrovic. Mitrovic back to Herrera. Both players on the close side here trying to get away from either Bowling Green defenseman. They're not going to be able to. It'll go out, and it'll be a goal kick for the Falcons. 1-0 Michigan, about 35 minutes remaining in this first half. Geel now sends it ahead for Bowling Green, way past the midfield line. Nobody able to really get that as it just rolls the full length of it, and will be collected by the other goaltender, Goldson, from Michigan. He'll bring it closer back to in front of his own net. Finally picks it up as Bennett Painter for Bowling Green was getting closer and closer, and he'll just kick it as far as he can ahead. On the left side now, right in the midfield. Mendez has it for Michigan. Over to Fisher. Back to Mitrovic, who sends it all the way back to the defense, Nolan Miller. Far side now. Michigan will take it up the far side of the field. Sent ahead for Martin Oliver, trying to get it through right into the chest of a Bowling Green defensive player, though. Great stop there by, looked like Gus Peacock for Bowling Green, able to stop that chance as Bowling Green now takes it the other way. Fighting for it at midfield, both teams are. Finally taken away. Mendez for the Wolverines has it. Moving over the far side now, we'll just leave it for Mitrovic as he goes ahead and Mitrovic stays back. Over to the line now for Misher on the left side. Sasaki, a little bit closer right on top of the box. Back to Fisher, halfway between the midfield point and the box. Just leaves it for Mitrovic right behind him. Mitrovic stepping up now to Sasaki. Sasaki stepping in on the left-hand side, inside the box. Will cross it to the middle, no one there. And will just be kicked away by Andrew Schaefer of the Falcons. Great opportunity there for Sasaki. He is all over the place this game. Michigan just kind of giving him the reins because he can weave through these defenders like no one's business. Back at the midfield line now is Matthew Fisher. He'll send it ahead, intended for, it looked like Julio Herrera, but Raimundo Mendez. It's a little too much on that, though, and Bowling Green will get a throw in right in front of their own box. Gus Peacock on the throw in for the Falcons here. Trying to motion for his guys to get a little further down. He'll just throw it ahead towards midfield. Couple of players collide, don't really get possession. Finally kicked away by Will Baker of Michigan. However, no one back there for the Wolverines, so just go back to the Falcon defense and Coyote Tichetto. Tichetto now sends it far ahead, intended for Gus Peacock. Little too much on that, will be able to be collected by Will Baker of Michigan. He'll send it back to his own goal. Goldson now sends it the far side for the other defenseman. Sent far across the field, far side for Sasaki. Not able to really corral that, it was just in the general vicinity. Sent back, but Michigan retains possession here with Matthew Fisher at midfield. Fisher's going to send it over to the middle for Quinn Rogers. Quinn Rogers is going to send it to the far side of the field. Very accurate pass from that far from Nicholas Cassidy. Cassidy bringing it in the middle. Back to Quinn Rogers. Sends over for Sasaki on the close side. Right at the top of the box here, Michigan is. Back to Mitrovic. And all the way back to midfield. Left side now for Fisher. Michigan trying to get something going. Bowling Green's defense is stifling. basically playing keep away here at the midfield line. Finally thrown in for Herrera. Herrera pushes in the box, gets past a couple defenders, and falls down. Nabbed by Enzo Gil of Bowling Green, but it looked like there wouldn't have been an opportunity anyway, as after shaking off 3 defenders, Julio Herrera lost his balance there. So Bowling Green will retain possession on what was another great Michigan chance. Stolen away now here by Mitrovic. Mitrovic over to Sasaki in the close side. About halfway down the box now, looking for something. Can't get it past the Bowling Green defenders, right into the chest there of Anthony Hernandez for the Falcons. And he'll go the other way now for the orange and brown. Aiden Pachek dangling a couple Michigan guys in midfield, showing off the skills. Tried to clear, headed back in though by Matthew Fisher, and it'll just roll out of bounds for a Bowling Green throw-in in their own zone. .30 minutes remaining this first half. Michigan winning 1-0 on 1 shot to Bowling Green's 0 shots. Michigan has had a couple opportunities already. Bowling Green yet to really have a chance. Defense playing great. Offense can't seem to get it going as Michigan now brings it back into their zone, but stolen away immediately by Mads Christensen and the Falcons. Passing it around in midfield now is Bowling Green. Back to the defense now. Close side for Anthony Hernandez of the Falcons. He'll send it ahead. Intended for Bennett Painters, a little too much on that. It's going to go the full length of the field and go out for a Michigan goal kick from Isaiah Goldson. Goldson now just letting everyone catch their breath a little bit. 15 minutes into this first half. He'll send it ahead, far length of the field for Sasaki, headed away though by the Bowling Green defenseman Peacock. Battling in midfield now. Players reached up to get it. Incidental contact, however, Aiden Pachek nailed a Michigan player right in the face as he tried to kick the ball. Looks like Julio Herrera is the Michigan player. Looks completely accidental, no malicious intent. However, that is going to sting if you get kicked in the face by a boot. He's up virtually immediately, though, and ready to go, so maybe more of a shock factor than actual pain. Either way, Michigan will now get possession with Mitrovic at about midfield. Free kick for the Wolverines coming. Mitrovic will let Baker take this. He'll just pass it over to left for Fisher. Fisher sent it ahead for Herrera, ahead for Mendez. A little too much on that, stolen away by Bowling Green. The defenseman Tichetto has it for the Falcons. Send it over to Peacock. Over to the right for Pachek. Oh, great slide. Steal it away by Matthew Fisher. However, it went right to the Bowling Green goaltender who just kicks it out. Around midfield here now. Michigan takes it away. Over to Nicholas Cassidy on the far side. Cassidy moving in. Past the defender. Crosses it to the middle. Was intended for Mendez, but kicked away by Tichetto in the Bowling Green defense. Sent ahead by the Falcons now for midfield. A couple of players tangled up, fall over. No whistle. They'll let them play, and now we'll get a whistle as the Michigan player is down. Anthony Hernandez for Bowling Green got tied up with a Michigan player who can't see right now is face down. I'll let you know when he gets up. That's Nolan Miller. Again, just both expecting the ball, maybe a little bit of awkward fall there. As the trainer's going to come out for the Wolverine captain with about 27 minutes remaining this first half, just to make sure he's all right. A little bit longer of a break than normal. Well, while we have a second, let's go over Michigan's opponent today, I guess. Bowling Green, obviously from Bowling Green, Ohio. Like I said in the pregame show, 1-1-1 on this year, coming off a win against Wright State, a 3-0 victory. Their only loss this season coming against Butler. They're 4 for 32 in all their shots. Overall, a very good opponent. Always got to respect a MAC powerhouse. MACtion runs this country. It's what college sports are built on. A little bit of a personal investment in this game as I, a Michigan student, my grandmother graduated from Bowling Green State University, so a little bit of family connection there. As there's going to be 2 more trainers now coming out for Nolan Miller. So perhaps he did just twist something, an awkward fall. He's going to be helped to his feet and walk to the sideline now gingerly. We'll see if this is just a sit on the sideline and try to recuperate for a second, or maybe a substitution will be made by the Wolverines. But either way, walking across the length of the field to the bench here is Nolan Miller with the Michigan training staff. Keeps wiping his nose, perhaps a little bit of blood there. Maybe just got hit in the face just right.
Mason, only one.
Indeed, that is the case. Oh, and especially on the white jersey, yeah. A little bit of blood leaking from Nolan Miller there, so he'll step off for a moment while they get that patched up, as obviously he can't be leaking blood during play, so soon for him to get patched up real quick and then be back out in no time. In the meantime here, Michigan's going to bring in Patrick O'Toole to replace Nolan Miller. Patrick O'Toole, the junior from Montclair, New Jersey.
Patrick O'Toole. Number 4, Miller.
Utility player will step in as a defenseman right now to take over the Wolverine captain's spot, and we're back underway with Bowling Green kicking it down the length of the field. Fighting for it on the far side in their own end is Michigan. Bowling Green gets possession. Far side of the field is Giovanni Suarez on the goal line, trying to get it past the Michigan defense, but can't get it past Oliver Martin. 3 players from each team now battling on the far side. Bowling Green finally able to get out of that. Mads Christensen now with it for the Falcons on the far side. He'll cross it into the middle, where there's about 5 Wolverines and 1 Falcon, so not great odds there. Bowling Green retains possession as it jumps out. Just be kicked ahead, a little towards the net by Anthony Hernandez of the Falcons. Doesn't even make a shot on goal, hits the top of the net a little bit past it. However, the first shot in any capacity for Bowling Green, always a good sign for them. Want to get the momentum rolling, as Michigan will now have a goal kick. 26 minutes remaining in this first half. Michigan's leading 1-0. Goalkeeper Isaiah Goldson set something up here. They finally just send it the far length of the field. A little too much arc on that as it just hits it right on the bench as the Michigan players go diving out of the way. Thrown ahead now for the Falcons, who look to move fast. Bowling Green, Peacock. Oh, stolen away. Sasaki takes it ahead for Michigan. Bowling Green has something set up, but great steal there by the Japanese forward. Tried to pass it ahead, lost it. Out of bounds now, and Bowling Green will have a throw-in. On the close side, right into the shade of the bench. Can't see who's throwing it in, but Bowling Green now sends it ahead towards the middle. In the feet of a bunch of different players. No one can really get possession of it, and ref is going to call a handball here, so Michigan will get possession of it. Good opportunity for the Falcons again. They just really couldn't get a pure handle on that ball, as now Michigan will get a free kick from just in front of their own box. Goldson will take the free kick now. Steps back a few feet, looking to just launch this forward again, as he does. Sent very far ahead, looking for Mendez. Tapped ahead for Sasaki on the left side now. Sasaki in the goal left side of the box, making his way towards the middle. He'll send it back for the new player, O'Toole. O'Toole will send it ahead right into the chest of a Bowling Green defenseman, and he'll knock it away. Giovanni Soares for the Falcons, able to just knock that out. However, back to midfield where Michigan retains possession. Pass it over to Mitrovic. Sorry, Will Baker, not Mitrovic. Will Baker will send it in. No one really there to collect it. Juggles a couple players and finally bounces away back for Tichetto for Bowling Green in front of his own box. He'll send it towards midfield where it's taken away by the Wolverines. Sent ahead to the left side for Sasaki. Little too much on that. It'll just roll out of the back of the end zone and be a goal kick for Bowling Green. .5 minutes remaining this first half as Enzo Gil just rolls it ahead for his defense to take out. Now trapped a little bit in their own zone as Bowling Green finally to send it out to the midfield line. Headed away by Julio Herrera. It'll go out of bounds. However, he was fighting with Bennett Painter. They're going to say it was off Painter. It didn't really look like it, but either way, Michigan will retain possession. Herrera on the far side. Ahead for Quinn Rogers. Quinn Rogers sends it ahead for Nicholas Cassidy. Cassidy trying to juke out a defender. Send it back to midfield. Over to the left in the mid for Quinn Rogers. Tried to pass to Sasaki a little bit behind him, and so it'll roll out of bounds for a Bowling Green throw-in. Had something started there. It's a little bit behind the pass for Sasaki. Else he would have had a wide open lane to the net. Thrown in now by Peacock. Stolen away though, immediately though by Mendez. Michigan now has it in the middle field right above the box. Nicholas Cassidy has it. Over to the right hand side, will push it ahead for Oliver Martin. Back to Cassidy. Cassidy in the corner. Sends it ahead right into the chest of Enzo Gil. Easy save by the Bowling Green goaltender. Great shot, good zip on that, but just right into his chest. Didn't even have to move. Easily wrapped that one up. As now Gil will wait for his players to get a little bit past midfield before he kicks it away. A couple players battling for it now on the far end. About 10 feet outside of Michigan's box, it'll just be sent forward eventually. Mendez now has it in the midfield line, loses it though. Mads Christensen takes for Bowling Green. He'll just send it all the way back to the goalkeeper, Gil, and hopefully the Falcons can regroup. Over to the right here now for Christensen. Christensen sends it ahead. Was looking for Bennett Painter, however knocked away by a couple of players. No one has possession of it. Finally collected around a little bit behind midfield by the Bowling Green defenseman Tichetto. Gives it over to Soares. Soares sends it the far side for the Falcons. Sent back by Schaefer. Tichetto with it again. Sends it to the close side for Ticek. Bowling Green just playing keep away now. Finally, just back to the goaltender, Gil. He'll send it ahead as it's headed forward by Gus Peacock. No one there for Bowling Green, though, and Michigan will take possession with Patrick O'Toole. O'Toole will just send it back to the goalkeeper, Goldson. Goldson sends it over to the far side. Fisher now has it on the far side of the net, who sends it immediately back to Goldson. Neither team can get really anything going here these last couple of minutes. Just a lot of midfield play and passing the ball back and forth, seeing who can get away from anything. Michigan now with possession of it in front of their own box. Goldson again. Bowling Green's front men just absolutely allowing nothing from the Wolverines. Can't get anywhere out of their own zone. Bowling Green look to be moved to a 2-4-4 format with Bennett Painter and Trace Terry right at the front. They're just not letting Michigan get out of the zone at all, as now the ball will roll out. And it's going to be a throw-in, but we're going to get a substitution here. still waiting for the throw-in. Bowling Green throws it in. As Bowling Green is going to bring in Ryko Bodorov, the sophomore from Columbus, Ohio. Throw-in goes nowhere. Michigan will take it the other way. Thrown ahead for Herrera coming up the close side. Finally just kicks right into the bench by Tichetto for Bowling Green. So Michigan retained possession as he was just looking to stop play. 18 minutes, 55 seconds left in this first half. 1-0 Michigan as we're going to get a timeout here. Players going to take a quick break, get some water. Not an extremely hot day here, only 77 degrees with a nice breeze, but much hotter down on the pitch. We're up here on the concourse level. So during this timeout, let's just go back over what's happened so far. Michigan with a 1-0 lead on their 2 shots to Bowling Green's 1. 18:55 remaining in this first. That goal came off from Sasaki, his second of the year, who went off a defender's shin. Didn't see exactly which defender it was. Great commentating by me. I want to say it was Coyote Tichetto. It looked like him, but Bowling Green's number 5 and number 6 look very familiar. So it could have also been Giovanni Suarez. The point is, Sasaki took a shot. It went off a Bowling Green defender and in. So very lucky bounce there for the Wolverines to put him up 1-0. That being said, Bowling Green's defense has played very good. They are not letting Michigan get really any chances. The only goal came off a fluke bounce that Enzo Gio, the goalkeeper, really didn't see coming because it deflected off his own guy. Other than that, Bowling Green has really stood up to the test here against this Big Ten opponent in the Wolverines. As now the team look to take the field again and get restarted here to play the second half of the first half. Bowling Green's 1 shot came from Anthony Hernandez, just a light shot off the side that fluttered to the top of the net, easily blocked away by Isaiah Goldson. Michigan's shot, other than Sasaki, came from Matthew Fisher, who had a rocket of a shot right into the chest of the goalkeeper, Enzo Gio. So to go over the previous substitution, Ryko Bodorov has come in for Josh Savidra, and during the timeout, Bowling Green's going to make another substitution in putting in Saul Rios for Gus Peacock. Rios, another junior from Columbus, Ohio. A lot of Ohio natives on this Bowling Green team, as one would expect, as they are an Ohio school. Immediately thrown in by Michigan and just kicked right out of bounds, so Bowling Green will now retake possession. On the close side in front of their own bench here, Giovanni Suarez sends it ahead to midfield, knocked away by a couple players. Just being headed between both teams now at midfield. No one can really get possession. Finally knocked away here by the Wolverines. Sent ahead for Sasaki. A little too much on that, though. It'll go all the way back to Suarez, who was just sent it ahead. Midfield now is Trace Terry trying to get around Michigan's defense, but it's about 4 against 1, so he's going to just send it back to his defenseman. Bowling Green moving it up the field now. Sent crossfield for Hernandez and the Falcons. Hernandez trying to get around Herrera. Sends it back for Giovanni Suarez. Suarez tries to send it ahead, but knocked away by Patrick O'Toole. Still in the midfield, Bowling Green retains possession. Sent ahead now. Sent right back. A couple players kicking it between themselves. No one can really get possession again. Finally, it'll be just roll away and be covered up by Isaiah Goldson, the Michigan goalkeeper. 17:30 remaining this first half here in Ann Arbor at U of M Soccer Stadium. Again, happy Labor Day, everybody. Thank you for listening to WCBN's coverage of men's soccer. My name is Zach Warshaw, taking you through this by myself, as most people wanted the holiday off, but not me. Rolling around now in the midfield. No one can really get possession of the ball. Finally, Michigan takes it away. Nicholas Cassio have for the Wolverines. Loses it, though. Switches possession a few times. Finally, Bowling Green will knock it away. with Aiden Pachek kicking it towards midfield. Recovered by Michigan, though. Sent ahead for Sasaki, taking it up the left-hand side. He's got one defender to beat. Put a little too much on the ball and lost control of it. Fighting for the left side now, and it'll be sent out by Bowling Green's Coyote Cheto, and a throw-in for Michigan about 5 feet away from the goal line in Bowling Green's end. You're going to let Patrick O'Toole take this. O'Toole throws it in towards the middle. Headed up by Will Baker, and just right to a group of Bowling Green defensemen who will kick it out and send it to midfield. Mads Christensen is the one who sends it away for the Falcons, just rolls out of bounds though, so Michigan will get a throw in, this time though on the far side of midfield. So just throw it back whole length of the field to the goalkeeper, Isaiah Goldson, a junior from Oakville, Ontario, Canada. He'll send it far length of the field for Sasaki. He's now battling in the corner, pushed down by Giovanni Suarez. I'm going to say it was a good challenge though, no card or anything here. Bowling Green will have possession of it. Close side of the field here is Suarez. He'll send it ahead for Pachek. Pachek just kicks it ahead to nobody. Taken away by Michigan now, going into the other end. Midfield now is Nicholas Cassidy, trying to get around any defense. Can't find anything. Gives it back to Quinn Rogers, still in midfield. Back to Cassidy, moving to the right side, right above Bowling Green's box. Michigan trying to get anything going. Sent ahead now. Tried to head attempt by Herrera. Nothing going. Over to the Sasaki on the left side. Trying to get around 4 Bowling Green defenders. Gets around 2, sends it through the legs. Nothing coming though. Tried to send it through the legs to Mendez, who got it and then just accidentally gave it away to the Bowling Green defense. Great opportunity there and great effort by Sasaki to get that through, as Michigan now takes possession again. Mitrovic on the close side, trying to get it away from anybody. Finally sends it over to the middle for Quinn Rogers. Quinn Rogers over to the far side. Oliver Martin out with it, just takes a shot from about 40, 50 feet away, and again, rocket of a shot, but easily knocked down by Enzo Gil, who will just bat it down and then grab it himself. It's Michigan's third shot. Again, absolute howitzer of a shot, however, just right into the chest of Enzo Gil, so easily stopped. Mitrovic now has it for the Wolverines at around midfield. He'll send it to the far side in front of the goal for Cassidy. Cassidy sends it to the middle. No one really there, easily wrapped up by the goalkeeper, Gil. 13.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Michigan winning 1-0 on 4 shots to Bowling Green's 1. As Gio's just going to hold this for a second and let his boys walk up to midfield. Finally kick it away. Way too much air on this. Just off the side of the foot accidentally. That'll go out of bounds for a Michigan throw-in at about midfield. Going to get another Michigan substitution here at the 13-minute mark. Matthew Fisher is going to come out of the game. Taking his spot. Looks like it's going to be Jonathan Nabaka. Forgive me, it's now Nolan Miller. Oh, it's Nolan Miller who's come back into the game. However, he's switched jerseys number 34 because the other one was soaked in blood. So Nolan Miller is now back in this game. However, he is wearing number 34 now when he's usually number 4. And forgive me, he was replacing Patrick O'Toole again, not Matthew Fisher. Michigan now has it right in the top of Bowling Green's box. Who else but Sasaki on the close side? Send it over for Mitrovic. Mitrovic trying to get a pass, loses control of it, taken away by the Falcons. A couple players battling for it now here on the close side. Matthew Fisher for Michigan fighting with Bodorov of Bowling Green. They're going to blow it dead and award possession here to the Wolverines. Free kick to be taken by Mitrovic. Now we're going to have a mass substitution here for Michigan.
Now on for Michigan, number 11, Michael Ramirez. Number 17, Giancarlo Amos. And number 19, Kyle Pearson.
So Michigan's going to bring in Howell Ramos, Michael Ramirez, and Kyle Pearson in exchange for Nicholas Cassidy, Julio Herrera, and Quinn Rogers. Just getting them a little break before halftime here. About 11 minutes remaining this 1-0 game. Now Mitrovic to take the kick for the Wolverines. Sent into the middle. Really low kick. Just bounces off the back of the calf of a Michigan player, and Bowling Green will easily send that out. Back to midfield where Matthew Fisher stands alone. Fisher just sends it ahead. Cross side of the field, intended for Sasaki. A little too much zip on that. It'll go above his head and out of bounds for a Bowling Green throw in from Hernandez. Bowling Green tries to clear it, hits Sasaki right in the side of the head, and the ball will roll out of bounds. They can award this throw into Michigan, though. To be taken by Matthew Fisher, it looks like. So Michigan now with possession again in Bowling Green's end with about 10.5 minutes remaining. Thrown in by Fisher. Over to the midfield line. Looking for Ramos. Ramos sends it to the far side. Kicked ahead, intended for Mendez. A little too behind him there. Easily kicked out by the Bowling Green defenseman. Midfield line now is Miller. Miller sent it ahead for Herrera, the Wolverines. Sorry, not Herrera. That was Ramos again. Knocked away, stolen away by Bowling Green. Bowling Green trying to get anything going in these last 10 minutes to try and go into the half tide. A couple players converge at midfield. Bowling Green will retain possession, kick it back to their defenseman, who just nails it down the far side of the field. Looking to get Mads Christensen, it looks like. Correction, that was Painter Bennett, or Bennett Painter, as he collided with Matt Fisher. They're going to say it was a little bit of what could have been avoidable contact, and so Michigan will get a free kick from their own end. Goldson to take it for the Wolverines. They'll just send to the far length of the field on the far side. Right to a Bowling Green player. Taking ahead now for the Falcons is Bennett Painter. Painter going through 5 defensemen. What a move. Passes it ahead. Was trying to find Trace Terry, his co-leading goal scorer, however, just a little too giddy there and was offsides on Bowling Green. 8:48 remaining in this first half as Isaiah Goldson will get another goal kick. Michigan leads 1-0. Kicks it far length of the field. A little too much on that as it just goes to the opposite goaltender, Enzo Gio. Easily wrapped up by the Bowling Green keeper. He'll just hold it for a second while Bowling Green now walks a little bit towards midfield and beyond as they, again, just try to get something going. Been playing very well here this afternoon. Defense has been virtually unstoppable. The offense just can't seem to get anything moving. Battling for it midfield now is a couple of players. Bowling Green wins that. Tries to send it ahead. It was intended for Andrew Schaefer, barreling towards the net, but stolen away by, it looked like, Julio Herrera of Michigan. He'll just send it back to the goalkeeper. Goldson, who sends it ahead right into a Bowling Green player. Oh, shot and score, Bowling Green. For Bennett Painter, they're going to call it offside zone. So Isaiah Goldson gets the luckiest break in the world, it looks like. Well, now they're discussing. Either way, Isaiah Goldson tried to kick it away. Bowling Green just was able to steal that at the exact right timing moment and kick it past him for a goal. However, they're going to say that it was an offsides, and so that does not count. So Michigan really bailed out here. as indeed that has been confirmed an offsides here with just over 7 minutes remaining. Isaiah Goldson thanking his lucky stars he didn't give up his first goal of the game on that one, because that one would have been respectfully entirely his fault, as he'll now send it the far length of the field. He'll roll out of bounds here. So we're going to get another couple of substitutions from both teams. So we're going to throw in here after these substitutions make their way in and out. Patrick O'Toole is going to come back into the game here, as well as joined by Murphy Parker for the first time, the junior from London, England. Bowling Green, on the other hand, is going to bring in Tyson McCoy and Ramos in exchange for Bennett Painter and Anthony Hernandez. Thrown in here now by the Wolverines. Battling for it on the far side are both teams. Slide tackle attempt, great job there by Ramos, able to keep it in Michigan possession. Setting out to the middle, nobody there, knocked away by Bowling Green. It'll just be kicked around a little bit and finally roll to the far back corner of Bowling Green, out on Michigan, so the Falcons will get a throw in from virtually the goal line at that point. 5:40 remaining this first half, 1-0 Michigan. Again, if you're just joining us, 1-0 Michigan lead on a Sasaki goal that went off a defender. Bowling Green tied it for about half a second until it was ruled off sides. 4 Michigan shots to Bowling Green's 1, but they have played amazing today, both teams. As now Bowling Green takes it length of the field. A little bit of a slide tackle there from number 16, Murphy Parker of Michigan, who's now a little bit slow to get up. They've stopped play for a second. 5 minutes remaining in this first half. It'll be Michigan ball as Goldson gets another free kick. He'll just send it the far length of the field, looking for anybody on the other end. Taken away by Bowling Green, who just kicks it back the other way. No one there for the Falcons, though. Will be sent back by the Michigan defense as both teams just play hot potato at this point. It'll finally roll out of bounds. They're going to award ball possession to Michigan. O'Toole with the throw in. He'll send it back to his defenseman Baker, who sends it back to the goalkeeper, Goldson. Goldson now looks to just send it ahead, which he does. For Sasaki, a little too much on that again. It'll just sail out of bounds for a Bowling Green throw in. Going quick now are the Falcons. Aiden Pachek throwing it in. Over to the mid now for Christensen. Christensen sends it over to Rios. Far side now, moving towards the net is Bowling Green. Stolen away by Michigan. Great job there. Going up the middle now is Ramos. Across midfield, has 4 guys ahead of him. Tries to send ahead for Sasaki right into the one Bowling Green fence, and there was. Stolen away immediately, though, by O'Toole, who was tripped up. Incidental contact. Ref says play on. Bowling Green now taking it the other way quickly. Bodorov now sends it over. Was intended for Andrew Schaefer of Bowling Green, who falls over. They're going to say it was a bad challenge, though, so Bowling Green retains possession. Falcons still have possession of the ball around midfield. Just kind of trading it around at this point. Pass it ahead. They're going to say it goes out. They're going to say looked like it hit off a Michigan player, but was just barely out on the Falcons. So it'll be an O'Toole throw-in from the exact midfield line. They'll throw it in the Bowling Green end. Kicked ahead by Mendez. Send it back now to midfield for Will Baker. Ref's going to blow it dead for something for an off-ball foul that happened. Didn't see exactly what it was. I was watching the action. Try and figure out what that was if I have a second. However, it's going to be a free kick from Bowling Green at the midfield line. They're going to have Tichetto take it. Foul on Will Baker. Not exactly sure what it was, but either way, Bowling Green gets possession with 2:15 remaining in this first half. trying to do anything to tie this up before halftime. 1-0 Wolverines. Bowling Green taking their time here, letting their guys get set up. Cichetto at midfield about to kick this to every other Bowling Green player who's at the top of the box. It's sent in. Diving save by Goldson as he leaped over about 3 players and came crashing down. Great effort there by the Michigan goalkeeper as he absolutely collided with Bowling Green's Giovanni Soares, who both went down but get up. Nice show of sportsmanship. A little bit of a pat on the back there. Great effort from both sides. Michigan retains possession, though. It'll be a goal kick for Goldson. After his Superman dive, he's earned it. 1:15 remaining in this first half. So wait a second while everyone gets up to midfield and beyond. Goldson sends it ahead. Looking for a couple guys up front. No one gets it. Bowling Green takes it away. Christensen has it. Just kicks it straight up in the air. Battled for by a couple players. Rolls out to midfield. Possession now to the Wolverines. Ramos with it for Michigan. Sends it over to O'Toole on the close side. O'Toole for Mendez, a little bit closer. Halfway between the goal and the midfield line. Mendez looking for anyone. Sends it back to O'Toole. Ahead for Sasaki on the left side, a little bit down there. It's going to hit him on the back and roll out of bounds. So out on Michigan, and Bowling Green will get a throw in with 27 seconds left. See if they can put anything together with about 20 seconds left as they just fire it in. Christensen now. Stolen away by Mendez. However, they're going to say he pushed Christensen down, which he pretty much did, not going to lie. 10 seconds left. Bowling Green now sprinting to the other side. Gio will just kick it down the length of the field. Looking for anybody. No one's going to be there, though. Kicked away by Michigan. His time will just run out here in the first half. And that'll do it for the first half here of play. After 45 minutes, Michigan leads the Bowling Green Falcons 1-0. Michigan's 4 shots to Bowling Green's 1. Michigan's goal, of course, came from Chuma Sasaki, the graduate from Japan, who we've been hearing a lot of today as he's everywhere on the field. He's making everything happen for the Wolverines. Goal came off a shot that went off the shin of the Bowling Green defenseman. That being said, Bowling Green playing extremely well today, holding their own against his Big Ten opponent. Other than the one mistake, they have played virtually perfect. Michigan with a lot of chances. They've stopped all of them. Bowling Green just trying to get something offensively started. Thought they had a goal earlier, however, just a smidge offside, so it didn't count. Would have been a gift from Goldson as he just accidentally gave it away right in front of his own box. So Bowling Green can either hope to put something together in the second half or get another lucky break such as that. Through that first half, Goldson had, on the one shot it went over, so he had no saves. Enzo Gio on the 4 shots had 3 saves. Again, playing great, just the one goal really wasn't his fault. It went off a defender. So Bowling Green, a lot to be proud of in that first half. Very formidable MAC opponent as Michigan leads 1-0. We'll take a break for halftime, be back in about 13 minutes with the second half. Thank you for listening to WCBN Sports.
Michigan fans, for halftime tonight, we're going to play a game of musical soccer ball. When the music starts, each of our contestants will run around the soccer ball in the center of the circle. When the music stops, they will dribble the ball and score a goal, and then race back to midfield. We will continue the process until we have a winner. Today's contestants are Weston, Victor, All right, friends, are you ready to cheer them on? Contestants, are you ready? Let's go in 3, 2, 1, go! Friends, you all gotta make some noise for Weston and Teo. Congratulations, Teo. Friends, let's give it up for Weston. Weston has tried really hard. And here we go with round 2. Let's go! Fans, give it up for Teo. Now we're on to round number 3. Let's go. Fans, give it up for Sander. We're now down to the final 2. It looks like we've got Victor and Charles. 3, 2, 1, go! Who's it gonna be? We got Victor, we got Charles. Fans, I need you to make some noise for both of them. This one's coming out of the wire. it looks like actually Weston is our winner. So fans, give it up for him. Congratulations. You're going home with a Michigan Soccer Stadium scarf. Fans, give it one more time for all 5 of our contestants today.
Hey, my name is Bennett.
Michigan men's soccer returns to home action on Friday, September 26th to take on Michigan State in a men's out. You won't want to miss the annual battle for Big Bear right here at the U of M Soccer Stadium. Tickets for this match are only available on SeatGeek.com. Tickets are also on sale for the entire 2025 men's soccer home season. Visit mgoblues.com/tickets to get yours. Hey Michigan fans, all season long we will be giving out free candy for every goal that Michigan scores. Every time we score, take a piece of candy from the goal candy bucket and pass it on down. When the game is over, please return the candy buckets to your nearest usher. The Michigan men's soccer team will be sticking around after the match today to sign autographs. So please grab a wristband from the fan experience table in order to participate. Hey volleyball fans, mark your calendar. The College of Pharmacy is excited to host a flu vaccine clinic for those over the age of 12 at Chrysler during the Michigan volleyball matchup versus Notre Dame on September 21st. Don't forget, you'll need your ticket and insurance card. Arrive up to 60 minutes ahead of the match to receive your vaccine. Go blue and beat the flu.
I found it. I found the water.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WCBN Sports. My name is Zach Warshaw, continuing our coverage of Michigan men's soccer, taking on Bowling Green. Start of the second half about to begin here. Bowling Green now going from right to left, and then Michigan switching from left to right. At the end of one, Michigan led Bowling Green 1-0 off a goal from Shum Sasaki, I should say. 4 shots for Michigan to Bowling Green's 1. To get started here, I'm Zach Warshaw, again for WCBN Sports. Great to have you here as we get the second half rolling here on this beautiful day for men's soccer here in Ann Arbor. And off we go. Bowling Green starts with the ball for this half. Falcons will send it ahead. Nobody really there though, bouncing around a couple people. Bennett Painter has it for the Falcons in the midfield. Going around a couple people, finally lost. Michigan gets possession. Sent ahead. Nicholas Cassidy has for the Wolverines on the close side. Sent back to midfield. Passing it around now. Zach Martins, who is coming for the first time for the Wolverines, senior from Gainesville, Florida. As Michigan is just moving the ball around here about halfway between the midfield line and the goal line. On the left side, tried to cross into the middle, right into the Bowling Green defense, sent away. Michigan will retain possession though. Far side of the field is the Wolverines. Ramos has the ball for it. Sends it ahead, slide tackle by Bowling Green. Ball goes between a couple people's legs, shot by Herrera, just a couple feet wide left. However, it looks like they're going to say it went out on a Bowling Green defenseman's foot, so it's going to be a corner for Michigan. Indeed, it did. It went out off of Bodorov for the Falcons. So it'll be a Michigan corner from the far side. Just kicked in very quickly here. Michigan is. Cassidy has it. Takes a shot from really far away. Bounced around a couple people, and a shot goes wide over the net. Amazing opportunity there from Matara Mitrovic, but he just shot it about, like in all honesty, 100 feet over the net. Just a little bit too much on that. Got a little too much under the ball. Michigan's great opportunity, though, 2 minutes into the second half to put them up 2-0. It'll be their 7th shot. Gio will just send it ahead for Bowling Green. Battling around midfield now, both the teams are. Ramos for Bowling Green will send it ahead. They're going to call it offsides. Will be Michigan ball. Sent ahead quickly now, Michigan going the other way. Ramirez tries to send it ahead, loses possession though. Nobody has possession right now. Finally taken away by Bowling Green and then sent it out to midfield by Michigan. Neither team can really get possession here, just trading it back and forth. Ramos for Michigan has it for gives to Cassidy. Loses it. Bowling Green with possession now in midfield. Sent ahead for Bennett Painter. Bennett Painter streaking up the left side. There's no one really to cross it to, just over in the left corner. Sends it back for Teixeira. Teixeira moving towards midfield around the outside of the box. He'll send it through into the mid. Headed across by Bodorov, however, nobody's there, and so it'll just be cleared out by Michigan. Great opportunity for Bowling Green, just no one in the right space. Bowling Green retains possession, though, out at midfield. Over on the close side now is Hernandez for the Falcons. He'll send it up for Painter on the close side, down in the left corner. Battling with the Michigan man, Martin. It'll bounce around a few people. They're going to say it was off of Painter, so it's going to be a goal kick for Michigan, Isaiah Goldson. About 4 minutes into the second half. 1-0 Michigan. Goldson trying to decide what he wants to do here with the ball. Either just pass it or clear it out towards midfield. And finally, he'll just send it out towards midfield after all. Sent ahead for Herrera. Herrera towards midfield, tripped up by a Bowling Green defender. They're going to say incidental contact, no stoppage. Sent back to Nolan Miller, again now wearing number 34 after his number 4 jersey. He got blood all over it after a collision earlier in the game. Attempt to send it ahead, again stolen away by Bowling Green and Bodorov. Bodorov, the midfielder, putting up quite the performance here for Bowling Green in terms of takeaways. He's really becoming a nuisance to those Michigan players trying to get it past midfield. Hearing his name a lot, as Bowling Green will move it all the way back in their own zone and try to regroup. Bodorov again with it, right above his own goal. Send it back to the defenseman in the corner. Sends it ahead for Schaefer on the close side, and it'll go, it looked like it went out, but they're going to say it went off of Michigan man Nicholas Cassidy, and so Bowling Green able to retain with the throw it. However, they throw it right to Michigan, so it's going to be taken by Ramos, the Wolverines at midfield. Over the close side for Martin. Martin bringing it in, sends it across for Cassidy on the close side. Moving towards the goal now, goes around a defender. Tries to get around the second one, but no dice the second time. Ball is knocked away. However, he's able to get it again and bring it back towards midfield. So Michigan retains possession. They'll try to set up again. Back towards the center circle now. Will Baker for the Wolverines. We'll send it far side for Herrera. Back to Baker. Or Fisher, sorry. Over to Ramirez. Sends it on net. Unable to really get anything going. Bounce in front of the net. Wasn't able to be stopped by Gio, but it'll sail out of the back of the goal line for a goal kick for Bowling Green. Great opportunity there for Matthew Fisher on the shot. Just didn't have the accuracy on that, so Bowling Green will get a goal kick.
I just wanted to get that straight because I'm not sure what offside.
Enzo Gio, the junior from Sao Paulo, will wait till his guys get downfield and then just send it across the midfield line. Headed away by Michigan man, taken by Bowling Green. Finally just launched into the Bowling Green zone by Matthew Fisher. However, there's nobody there, so Gio will easily be able to collect this. Picks it up and walks back towards the middle of the field. Finally just cherry bomb kicks this right to a Michigan player. No Bowling Green people in the area. Nicholas Cassidy now for the Wolverines. Send it over to midfield and Ramos. Moving towards the midfield now about the top of the box. Back over to Cassidy on the right side, right above the box. Trying to get around anything. Over to the far right side for Martin. Martin will cross it, nobody there. Knocked away towards the top of the box. Still retained by Michigan. Just can't get a shot off. Ramos just going around so many different people. Back to Cassidy. Over to the far side now. Michigan has it. Ramirez back towards middle. Over to the left side, far side again. Shot on goal is incredibly high that I don't even think it's going to register as a shot on goal, unfortunately. So Matthew Fisher again with a shot opportunity, just a little too much height on that, getting a little underneath the ball. As Bowling Green will now get a goal kick. With just above 37 minutes remaining in the second half, Michigan still with a 1-0 lead. Enzo Gio to kick off for the Falcons. Send it ahead, looking for Tichetto. A little bit of contact there. They're going to blow it dead and say Bowling Green's ball, so they'll throw it in really quickly. Knocked away by Michigan, back to the midfield line. Ramos with the ball now. Sends it over to Ramirez on the far side, still in across the midfield stripe. He'll set it ahead for Fisher, still going down the left side. Back to Ramirez. Michigan moving the ball around now. Finally tries to send it in. However, knocked away. Michigan with the ball in the left corner. Fisher now, goal. Sends it over to the center, headed away by the Bowling Green defenseman. Bodorov, who just really far back, the midfielder. Great job by him to stop that opportunity as Fisher was crossing it into the net to try and get something going. Out on Bowling Green, Michigan will retain possession. Michigan now 8 shots to Bowling Green's 1. Looks like they're going to have Ramos take this corner. Goes past in quickly for Cassidy in the corner of the box. Crosses it in right to the Bowling Green defense, who kicks it back out. Retained by Michigan. Cassidy collects his own rebound. Still on the close side here. Sends it to Ramos. Ramos gets around the defender. Crosses it into the net. Just a little too much on that. It'll sail out of the back over the goal for another goal kick from Gio and the Bowling Green Falcons. Michigan getting a lot of opportunities in the second half, but not a lot of shots on net. Unfortunately, all their shots are going over to the side, anywhere but the cage, to be honest with you. As Gio sets up for another goal kick with 35 minutes remaining. Gio now sends it ahead for the Falcons. Headed back in by Nolan Miller. Changed the possession a few times in midfield. Bowling Green now finally take it across. Sent ahead for Schaefer now, the Falcons. Knocked away, great diving stop by Martin, who will slide and steal the ball, but it goes right out of bounds. So Bowling Green retains possession, however, it stops the rush. Andrew Schaefer to throw it in now for the Falcons. Giving his guys a second to get into the box. He'll throw it ahead. No one really can get free. It'll bounce right back out to Schaefer. Moves around a couple of times right ahead of the box. No one can get possession. Finally, absolute rocket by Martin. Went up and hit Mads Christensen of Bowling Green in the hand. So it'll be a handball, and Michigan will get possession from about top of their own box. Michigan goalkeeper Isaiah Goldson with the ball now, trying to decide what to do with it. Sent ahead to midfield. On the close side now, Oliver Martin with the ball. Sends it ahead for Kyle Pearson. Kyle Pearson seeing his first action tonight. Sends it back to Zach Martins. Still at the center field line. Nobody can really get it past. Matthew Fisher sent it over to the far side for Michael Ramirez. Ramirez sends it back to the close side for Oliver Martin. Over for Nicholas Cassidy on the right side. Tries to juke out a Bowling Green defenseman. Sends it to the middle. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. And so it's going to be a dead ball. Very unfortunate. They would have had Ramos right at the top of the box there for a shot. However, just clearly had about a toe out of bounds. And so it'll be Bowling Green possession with 33 minutes remaining in the second half. Gio now sends it away for Bowling Green. Across the midfield line. Gets past everyone. Oliver Martin will just collect this for the Wolverines, send it back to the goalkeeper. Sends it right back to Martin. Bowling Green really stifling defense here. And they're going to actually get possession now. Mads Christensen with it for Bowling Green, right above the box on the close side. Sends it ahead for Trace Terry. Trace Terry trying to get around the defense. Send it far side, nobody there. It'll be a foot race to see who gets it, and it'll be Ramos Herrera from Michigan who now sends it across. Christensen now going up for Michigan. The 4-on-2 rush, trying to get anything going. He's passed. Takes a pass, kicked away by Bowling Green. It'll go out of bounds. Great stop there by Tichetto in the Bowling Green defense. It did look like even if he didn't stop it, that was going to be offsides on Michigan, as it looked like Michael Ramirez was a solid couple feet behind the defense. But either way, it's kicked out of bounds by Bowling Green, and Michigan will retain possession on the far side, right above the box. Thrown in now, over to the midfield line for Zach Martins. Zach Martins sends it to the right side for Martin. Martins to Martin connection. Over to the middle, tried to give it to Ramirez, couldn't really get a handle on it, knocked away by Bowling Green, and taken the other way by the Falcons now across midfield. Hanging out around the midfield line, loses it for a second, now it's fully taken away by Michigan as Ramos takes it the other way for the Wolverines. Walking around trying to get something going. Sends it over to Martin on the close side. Over to Nicholas Cassidy in the right-hand corner. Cassidy will cross into the middle. Way too much zip on that. Will go throughout the other end of the box. And Bowling Green just going to let this roll out for a throw-in from their own end. Bowling Green throw-in from the far corner now. Will be taken by Giovanni Soares. Tried to throw it ahead. No Bowling Green players there. Will just roll all the way back to the midfield line, and Will Baker will take it for the Maize and Blue on the far side. Baker now gives it to Zach Martins on the left. Back to Baker. Moving the wrong direction, a little bit towards Michigan's own goal at this point. Back to Martins. Back to Baker, just playing keep away at this point from the Bowling Green Strikers. Back to the goalkeeper, Goldson. Back to Baker. He's playing triangle keep away at this point with about 30 minutes remaining in the second half, 1-0 Michigan lead. And Goldson will finally just launch it towards the midfield line. Headed right back in by Bowling Green, though. A couple players fighting for it. Slide tackle attempt by Julio Herrera. Didn't look like he got him, however. Giovanni Soares for Bowling Green went down, and they'll award him possession, a free kick for the Falcons here. About 20 feet inside the midfield line, looking towards the Michigan goal. Andrew Schaefer will be the one to take the kick here for the Falcons. As he sits up, just about every Bowling Green player gets to the top of the box, looking to head this one in. Mads Christensen going over to say something to Schaefer. Schaefer now steps a few feet back, ready to kick it in. They'll send it into the box, headed away by Michigan. Goes in, send a couple players' feet, no one able to get it, rolls out finally. Bowling Green still has possession right above the box though. Sent in, headed away again by Michigan. Still can't get possession. Finally the Wolverines gain it and they'll go the other way. Sent ahead looking for Kyle Pearson, running up the close side of the field at full speed. Knocked out of bounds by a Bowling Green defenseman. That's Saul Rios. And it'll be out on him. Michigan retains possession. However, that does stop the rush, and they'll be able to get their guys up there. Meanwhile, with 28.5 minutes remaining, Patrick O'Toole is going to come back into this game. He's going to replace Oliver Martin. O'Toole saw a little bit of action earlier when Nolan Miller went out for a bloody nose. Now he's back in with Nolan Miller at the same time. Thrown in, headed 4 or 5 times before hitting the ground. Finally, it'll roll back out to midfield where Michigan will get possession. Matthew Fisher with it for the Wolverines. He'll just send it back to the goalkeeper Goldson, who's standing about 30 feet in front of the box. Now he'll take it back towards his own net. Sent ahead now by Goldson. Michigan taking it up the far side, trying to get something going here. Top of the box. Shot on net, looking for Nicholas Cassidy. Can't get anything on that and really just taps it towards the goal. Stopped by GL, who immediately hucks it back out to the left side as Bowling Green now tries to take advantage and go the other way. Falcons up towards midfield, fighting with Nicholas Cassidy. Sorry, not Nicholas Cassidy, Kyle Pearson. A little bit of a tug of the jersey. They're going to award possession to Michigan. They're going to say Andrew Schaefer of Bowling Green got a little too handsy there. So Patrick O'Toole will throw it in for the Wolverines with 27 minutes remaining here. 1-0 Michigan. At the midfield line now is Ramos. Ramos on the far side. About halfway between the line and the goal now, looking to get something going, doing a little fancy footwork. We'll send it to the close side for O'Toole. O'Toole sends it to Cassidy, who just accidentally misses the ball. It'll roll out of bounds, and Bowling Green will take possession. Bowling Green sends it up, immediately stolen by Michigan, though, at midfield. .26.5 minutes remaining, 1-0 Wolverines here in Ann Arbor. As both teams just switching around midfield, no one can really get possession. Sent out by Bowling Green, finally it'll roll out on the Falcons, so Michigan will get a throw in about halfway between the midfield line and the Bowling Green net. Thrown in by Fisher. Crossing to the middle, nobody there. Bowling Green will easily get it out. Get it up towards midfield now. It's going to be Bennett Painter taking it up for the Falcons. Nobody there with him. He's got to wait a second for his teammates to catch up. Finally sent to the middle for Christensen. A little too much on that and is sent out by the Michigan defense. All the way back to the Bowling Green net. Bowling Green just kicking it around the defense here. A couple players wrap up in midfield. Going to blow it dead. Not sure who they're going to give possession to. It looks like they're going to award it to Michigan after Coyote Shadow of Bowling Green fell on the ball. Looked like he might have been tripped up on it, but they're going to say he could have avoided it, so Michigan will get the ball back with 25 minutes exactly remaining in the second half. Michigan now passing it back and forth. Sent it to the left corner. Ramirez will send it towards the middle and just completely kicked out of bounds over the net into the backyard of somebody's house by the Bowling Green defense. Got a lot of height on that one. Looked like Coyote Shadow of Bowling Green just tried to clear it, but it cleared the net and went right into someone's backyard, as the soccer stadium here is on the edge of campus and goes right up against these houses. So we'll see how they get that one back. Obviously we have more for now, but I wonder if someone will go retrieve that or they just keep it, as Michigan now has a corner with 24:15 remaining. Ramos to kick it in for the Wolverines. Send it to the middle. A couple players fight for it. Finally, Gio dives on it right at the corner of the box, just right before you can actually not do that anymore, so just enough space to. And he'll cover it up, and Bowling Green will get it. Sent to the middle now. Changes possession a couple of times. Michigan gets in, they'll just kick it back to the goaltender, Goldson. Just walking around midfield now are both teams. Bowling Green with the ball. No one with really a bunch of urgency going on. Michigan now with possession at midfield. Nicholas Cassidy over on the right side. Knocked out of bounds by the Bowling Green defenseman. However, it goes into the stands, and so Michigan will retain position with O'Toole on a throw-in. It was Saul Rios of Bowling Green who just kicked that into about the second level. O'Toole now throws it in for Cassidy in the right corner. Cassidy keeps it in, hounded by two Falcon defenders. Back to O'Toole. O'Toole trying to make something happen, walks towards the box, over to the middle now for Ramos. Ramos takes a shot from a good ways out. Jumping save by Gio. Not too much effort needed on that one by the goalkeeper. As he'll roll it out to his defenseman on the side, and Bowling Green will take it the other way and send it out towards midfield. Falcons now with it in the middle. Kyle Ramos for Bowling Green. Sends it back to his defenseman. Sent ahead for Trace Terry. Trace Terry trying to regain possession. Great save, not letting that go out of bounds. Tried to send it over to Bodorov in the middle. Just a little bit too much on that, though, and Ramos will get it for the Wolverines. Right behind the midfield line, Ramos. Now we'll send it back to his defenseman. Zach Martins with Michigan now has it about 10 feet in front of his own box, so going the wrong way here for Michigan. He'll finally send it back to Goldson, the goalkeeper. Goldson now will just send it out to midfield. Changes possession a few times. No one can really get it. Finally, Herrera puts a foot on it for Michigan. Able to establish possession of the Wolverines. They'll send it back out. Again, rolling just between multiple players here in midfield. Finally, Michigan's going to establish possession. It's going to be O'Toole here right behind the midfield line on the right side. Looking for anyone open. Across the midfield line himself. Still looking for somebody, trying to get around Christensen. He'll send it over to somebody. I can't see the number, it's all bunched up, sorry. Michigan will now send it the other way. Just kind of playing around the midfield line. Finally, they'll send it ahead, full length of the field. Nobody there, though. It'll roll out of the back of the goal line and be a goal kick for the Falcons.
Now on to Bowling Green. 26.
20 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second half. 1-0 Michigan. 9 shots to 1 in favor of the Wolverines, as it looks like Bowling Green will make a substitution here. They're going to bring in Joshua Saavedra in exchange for Raiko Bodorov. Saavedra, sorry, my apologies, mispronunciation there. As Bowling Green throws it in. Back to Geel now. Geel will send it over to the right-hand side for his defenseman. Passing it around, the Falcons are on the far side of the field, around midfield. Almost losing possession of it. A couple players battling. Stolen away by Michigan, who immediately lose it. A little bit of a shove there on the Bowling Green defense on Matthew Fisher. However, they're going to say it was normal contact, play on. Bowling Green now has it on the close side. Andrew Schaefer for the Falcons. Tries to pass it ahead, totally missed. Now Michigan now has it going in their own box. Kicked away by a couple players. Herrera trying to get a hand on it, can't, it'll roll out of bounds. Almost the hint of a little bit something going on there, however, nothing going. Looks like they're going to say it was out on Bowling Green, so Michigan corner coming up with 19 minutes remaining, as looks like a couple more Michigan substitutions ready to come in. Raimundo Menendez is going to come back into the game, followed by the first half legend Shuma Sasaki, as well as Matara Mitrovic will also come back into the game. So 3 big pieces from the first half now coming back in for the second half with about 18.5 minutes remaining. Michael Ramirez, Julio Herrera, and Paulo Ramos, or Howard Ramos, are all going to come out for the Wolverines as their positions are taken by the aforementioned players. And Mitrovic will head over to immediately take this corner for Michigan. Left side of the field, kicking it to the right towards the middle. See if they can get anything going here as Mitrovic lines up. Faster head for Mendez. Back to Martins. Martins over for Cassidy. Cassidy on the left side takes a shot, knocked away by the Bowling Green defense. Great job there by Giovanni Suarez getting a shin on that and letting it sail out of the back of the end zone. Will be another corner for Michigan, though. This time on the other side of the field. So Mitrovic will jog across the other side and take it from the different direction now. Michigan tries the same thing, just flipped. Mitrovic sends it in. Headed by a couple people. Cassidy has it at the top of the box now. 360 move, trying to get it something going. Pass to Sasaki. Sasaki trying to get it as well. Tried to send it into the middle, blocked away by a Bowling Green defenseman in Trace Terry. And it'll go out off his shin, and again another corner for the Wolverines. 16:50 remaining in the second half. 1-0. Now 10 shots for the Wolverines against Bowling Green's 1. As they get ready for their third corner in the past minute. Mitrovic sends it in. Immediately blocked away by the Bowling Green defense. And what a job by Trace Terry kicking it back off of Mitrovic. And so Bowling Green is going to get possession as it goes off of Mitrovic and out of bounds. Great effort there by the Bowling Green defenseman. Thrown in now by the Falcons. Immediately lost, and Mitrovic takes it back. Going to the middle now, he gives it to Sasaki. Sasaki over to the far side for Fisher. Fisher back to Martins at the midfield line. Now Mitrovic, back to Fisher. Mitrovic again, just playing a little bit of pass around on the far side of the field. Now Fisher shoots towards the net. However, he's tripped up by Anthony Hernandez, who's not happy at all about that. Bowling Green midfielder thinks that he just took a dive there. However, they're going to say he did trip him up, and so Michigan will get a free kick from about 5 feet outside of the left corner of the goal box. 15 and a half remaining in this second half. Michigan coaching staff trying to signal something. Perhaps a pre-designed play they want to run as Mitrovic sends it into the middle, headed up and just over the net. What a great opportunity that was for Michigan. Will Baker almost had that header, just missed the top bar by about half a foot. Could have been Michigan's second goal in the day on their 11th shot, but it'll go out for a Bowling Green goal kick. 14 and a half remaining here in the second half. Gio will just send it to midfield. Bowling Green, again, has not played bad at all here today. They just cannot get anything going offensively, but their defense has been incredibly solid. As now Michigan steals it and takes it the other way. Sasaki on the far side of the field, waiting for his guys to catch up as he's so fast. Pass it back to Mitrovic. Mitrovic to Fisher, about halfway between the midfield line and the goal. Back to Mitrovic, over to Sasaki on the far side in the corner. Sends it ahead for Mendez, kicked away by a Bowling Green defenseman in Coyote Shadow, and so it'll be a throw-in for Michigan at about 10 feet before the goal line on the far side of the field. Michigan getting ready to throw it in. They'll send it towards the middle. Heading attempt, nothing going, and kicked away by Tichetto as it just went over the head of Will Baker. Michigan retains possession, though, just way back the midfield line. Will be Matthew Fisher with it. He'll just send it back to Goldson, the goalkeeper. A little over 13 minutes remaining in this first half. Bowling Green getting a little antsy here. They got to get something going if they want to avoid their second loss of the year. Michigan now sends it past the halfway mark. Sasaki with the ball, back to Mitrovic. Sasaki again, still the far side of the field, right past the midfield line. Send it all the way back to the defenseman. Will Baker with it, back to Mitrovic, to Fisher. Cross it towards the middle, looking for Mendez. He's got him right before the goal line, trying to get something set up. Gives it back to Mitrovic now as they regroup just outside the box in the left corner. Mitrovic will hold it while people set up, trying to get anything going. Sends it ahead for Sasaki. A little too much on that, knocked out of bounds. Looks to go off the Bowling Green player Soares, and so it'll be yet another corner for the Wolverines with just over 12 minutes remaining as Mitrovic gets ready to take yet another corner. Ref is going to stop play for a second here. Everything good, ready to start up again. Not sure what that was about. 12:13 remaining as Mitrovic gets ready to send it in. Sends it into the middle. Heading attempt, no good. Headed away by Bowling Green. However, Michigan retains possession with Cassidy on the far side, or the close side rather. Sends it over to O'Toole, about the corner of the box. O'Toole will send it in from pretty far away. Easily headed out. Michigan retains possession, takes a shot. Again, that was Mendez from about 10 feet behind the box, and he just sails it nowhere near the net to go out of bounds for a Bowling Green goal kick with 11:45 remaining. Past couple of Michigan shots have just, in all fairness, just been quite inaccurate. As now Bowling Green sends it past midfield. Andrew Schaefer with it for the Falcons, just inside the midfield line. We'll send it back to Rios. Moving the wrong way now towards their own goal is Bowling Green. Sends it way up ahead. Intended for Bennett Painter, just couldn't get a handle on that. It'll go past him and out of bounds. And Michigan will take possession at about pretty much their own goal, the top of their own box in their own zone with 11 minutes exactly remaining. Thrown in now towards midfield. However, Bowling Green takes it away. It'll be Tichetto with it for the Falcons. He'll pass it back to Gio, the goalkeeper. Back to Tichetto on the close side. Back to Geel. Michigan strikers are not wanting him to go anywhere. We'll send it ahead for Schaefer. Schaefer on the close side about midfield. Over the midfield line, Hunter is. Keeps going, tripped up. They're going to say it was good contact, nothing wrong. Bennett Painter now takes it for the Falcons. Still at midfield, they can't get anything going. Sal Rios now would have send it back to Geel. As he gives it to Tichetto, and Bowling Green again tries to get anything going. They'll just clear it. It'll go all the way back to the Michigan goal where Isaiah Golson will easily collect that. He'll pick it up and let everyone just regroup as he cautiously lets time exit here. Michigan with just under 10 minutes now remaining in the second half. Okay to burn a little clock here. And Golson will send it way past midfield, intended for Nicholas Cassidy. Jumped up for it and kind of fell on his own, but he's okay. Bowling Green takes possession. Tichetto with it. Gives it to Geel. Over to the far side now is the Falcons. Giovanni Suarez now playing with it, passing it around a couple of guys they are. Stolen away by Michigan now. Taken by Kyle Pearson. Sent ahead for Fisher, just loses control of it, and Bowling Green kicks it away just at the top of their own box. Price is averted there for the Falcons. Now, trying to barrel past midfield. Great battle here going on. Absolute all-out effort from Raimundo Mendez. Stole it from 3 different players as the crowd now gives him a standing ovation. He's all over the field now. He's got a second wind or something. 8:45 remaining in this first half. Single-handedly took it away from 3 different Bowling Green defenders in order to give Michigan possession of the ball. We now have a Michigan player down on the far side of the field. Shuma Sasaki is the man down. He seems to get up though, be fine. Maybe it's a little stinger or something. 8:20 remaining in the second half. They're actually going to give a yellow card here to Bowling Green's Anthony Hernandez, say he pushed him down. So it's Bowling Green's second yellow card of the day with just under 8 minutes left. No real risk of trying to avoid a red card. However, definitely something to watch for, as now referee seems to be talking to the Michigan captain, Nolan Miller. Oh, they're not going to give a red card to Michigan's Mitrovic. See what this is for. Apparently Mitrovic was like notably saying the ref was incorrect, and so the ref just gave him a red card for unsportsmanlike. So Mitrovic is done. A little bit of a short leash there for Mitrovic, especially with 7:43 remaining, as now we get a timeout. But with that, Mitrovic will be gone, and Michigan will be down a man for the last 7 3/4 of a minute of this game. Still up 1-0, 12 shots to 1 as we get a timeout here now. And now we're going to enter a review for this red card, maybe appeal it per se. Well, as we have a timeout, and this is now under review for this red card with 7:43 remaining, we're going to step away for 30 seconds and be back in one quick bit. And we are back from Ann Arbor, still under review for that red card against Michigan's Mitrovic for essentially talking back to the ref with 7:43 remaining. Bowling Green trying to draw some up in the huddle for a way they can tie this game up with just under 8. Still only one shot on the day for the Falcons. Haven't been able to get anything going offensively, however, they've been stellar defensively. A little bit of waiting around here. I'll update us whenever we have a decision from the referees. Long review for this red card. Mitrovic still down at the sideline pleading his case, as the Michigan coaching staff is going to finally pull him away and tell him to just go sit down while they review this. While we're waiting for the longest review of all time, in case you're joining us extremely late, Michigan leads 1-0 with about 7:43 remaining in the second half. Michigan's one goal came in the first half from Shuma Sasaki, who was really a one-man show for most of the first half and has already done a lot since re-entering in the second here. Michigan has 12 shots to Bowling Green's 1. Bowling Green did tie it up momentarily, but it was ruled offsides, and so it's still a 1-0 lead for the Wolverines as Michigan tries to hold on here to continue their lossless streak to begin the year with a 1-0 victory over Bowling Green. Refs now talking to the Michigan coaching staff, perhaps telling them the decision. Can't wait to hear this, as I think Rome was built, lasted, and fell faster than this entire review has lasted. So that's super fun. As Mitrovic just sits there like an inmate on death row, waiting to see if he can stay in this game or not. Just the worst purgatory you could come up for him. Finally, the ref comes back on the field and we'll get a decision here. Perhaps.
A red card has been shown to Michigan's number 8, Mitrovic.
So after all of that, yes, the red card was upheld. So Mitrovic is done for this game. And Michigan will be down a man for the rest of the contest.
Now on for the
At the same time, Quinn Rogers is going to come back into the game for the Wolverines.
Quinn Rogers.
He's going to replace Kyle Pearson. As 8 minutes left in the second half now, they put about 20 more seconds on the clock due to the review. Michigan will now have possession about in between the net and the midfield line, and we're ready to get back underway. Kick the head for Sasaki. Over to Fisher on the left side. Back to Sasaki, however, just rolls out of bounds. Now it'll be a Bowling Green throw-in from their own corner, basically. Far side of the field, now the Falcons try to go. Passed into nobody on Bowling Green, so Fisher's going to head it back towards the Bowling Green defense. Has now just changed possession a few times in midfield. A couple players fighting for it, finally just booted away into the far corner by Michigan. Looked like Quinn Rogers just appeared back in the game, just throw that towards the corner as Bowling Green retains possession. Close side now are the Falcons, send it to the far side. Defense has it in their own box. Back to the close side for Bowling Green and Rios. Rios will send it ahead for Schaefer at the midfield line. Schaefer sends it ahead for Trace Terry. Trace Terry caught up by O'Toole of the Michigan defense. Unable to do anything. Sends it back to Rios on the defense. Just Bowling Green defensemen playing keep away at this point. Rios and Teixeira passing it back and forth. Finally to Mads Christensen at the midfield line. Sent far side of the field now. Sent in by Pachek. Pachek trying to get anything going for Bowling Green, however, just bounces incredibly high, and Goldson is able to run and catch that to stop any attempt that could have happened. 6:20 remaining in the second half. Michigan 1-0 lead as Goldson gets ready to kick it out from his own zone, or his own goal. He'll send it far length of the field, looking for Mendez. Mendez now with it in the left corner, sends it ahead for Sasaki, left side, trying to get around the defenseman. Sasaki has 5 people on him, sends it ahead. Oh, just misses the goal by a foot. Gilles Dyforton missed, and it rolled past him, but just went to the right of the net by literally 1 foot, stopping any chance of Sasaki's second goal of the game. Bowling Green now quickly going the other way with 5:40 remaining. Approaching midfield line, trying to get something set up here. Do not want to take another loss, as they have played great this afternoon, just nothing offensively. Rios now for Bowling Green on the left-hand side. Over to Schaefer, right at the midfield line again. He'll send it back now to Rios, going the wrong way. Rios sends it far side. It's in, looking for Bennett Painter. Fighting with a couple of Michigan defensemen. Bennett Painter has it. He's able to keep it somehow. Great opportunity, but now finally loses it and sent out by the Michigan defense, where Fisher will take it the other way. However, it'll roll out of bounds and be a throw-in for Bowling Green's Xavier Sims. Sent for Rios on the far side. Schaefer now with it just inside the midfield line. Trying to get past Nicholas Cassidy. Schaefer still with the ball. Fancy footwork. Sends it into the middle. Headed up. Another header attempt. Goes to the left of the net. Greatest attempt they've had yet by Anthony Hernandez. Tried to head it, but couldn't really get any power on that, and so it just rolled easily to the left of the Michigan goal, and it'll be a goal kick for the Wolverines and Isaiah Golden with just over 4 minutes remaining. 1-0 lead. So now the fans start stomping their feet here. Four minutes exactly on the clock as Goldson gets ready to kick it out towards midfield. He will send it long and wide. A couple players head for it. Mendez up there for Michigan. Switches possession a few times. Finally, Bowling Green has it. And then loses it immediately. Far side of the field action going on here. It goes off a few players, out of bounds. I'm going to say it went out on Pachek of Bowling Green, so Michigan will get a throw in the 3.5. Fisher now has it. Throws it in for Sasaki down the left side. Immediately goes out of bounds. They're going to say it hit off of the leg of Xavier Sims of the Falcons, so Michigan retains possession just a little bit further down the field. Pretty much in the Bowling Green corner at this point, but still a throw-in. Fisher about to throw it in now. Throws in immediately, just headed out of bounds for Aiden Pachek. However, Pachek sent it out of the back of his own goal, so now Michigan gets a corner. So kind of a brutal mistake by Pachek at this point in the game, if I'm not going to lie. With just under 3 minutes now, 1-0 Michigan lead. Michigan will just tap it in to keep the clock rolling here. Not really looking to make a lot of offensive power, just want to drain this clock. On the far side, playing keep away is Sasaki. Trying to get around the Bowling Green defense. He's going to slip a little bit. Oh, they're going to say he was taken down, actually. Taken down by Joshua Saavedra of Bowling Green. So free kick from about 5 feet in front of the goal line there in the corner. Again, that was passed in to keep the clock rolling with 2:20 remaining in the second half. 1-0. Taken away by Bowling Green now. Kicked over to the far side for Tichetto. Ahead for Schaefer, still on the close side. Still not across the midfield line. Can't get past the Michigan brick wall of midfielders. We'll throw it back to the far side, back to the middle. Tichetto still has it. Send it far ahead now, looking for nobody, to be honest. And he'll easily roll to Isaiah Goldson, the goalkeeper, and he'll just keep it as long as he possibly can before he has to cover it up due to pressure. He'll just fall on the ball dramatically as a Bowling Green striker approached him. 1:30 remaining in this game. Michigan 1-0 lead on 13 shots to Bowling Green's 1. As Goldson just holds this ball. Now kick it way past midfield, trying to drain as much time as possible. Bowling Green gets possession of it in midfield, immediately gives it away, where Nolan Miller will just bomb it into Bowling Green's end. Again, just trying to drain clock. So the Falcons have it now. Xavier Sims on the far side, defense has it. He'll just send it back to Gio, the goalkeeper. Sends it back to Tichetto. Now over to Rios. Bowling Green's got to get something going. Less than a minute to go at this point. Rios at the midfield line. He'll send it ahead, nowhere near any of his strikers, though. Just a little too far left. Able to be cleared again by Nolan Miller. So again at midfield, Bowling Green's got to set something up. 40 seconds to go, down 1-0. Mads Christensen has it for the Falcons now as he crosses the midfield line on the close side. Over to Rios. Just inside, he'll throw it ahead. Looking for anybody. There's 5 Wolverines, no Bowling Green people. Somehow a Falcon gets it though. Bennett Painter has it right above the box as he waits for his people to join him. Bennett Painter trying to out-juke a lot of people. He'll just take a shot from about 100 feet out and sail over the net. Great last chance opportunity. Really had no choice there as the fans count this game down. And the clock will hit 0, and that'll do it. Michigan wins 1-0 here at Soccer Complex in Ann Arbor. 13 shots to Bowling Green's 2. They only had 1 for most of the game. However, that second shot at the very end there. Their 1 goal came from Shuma Sasaki in the first half, as he really was the man of the match, being everywhere and anywhere at any given time. However, Bowling Green's defense, including their goalkeeper, Gio, played amazing today. The offense could not get anything going, but the defense was absolutely phenomenal. Great showing here by the MAC team against a Big Ten opponent. Definitely didn't embarrass themselves after making the trip. To get my stats up here just to see, give us the end of game summary. Bowling Green with 2 shots, but Isaiah Goldson didn't have to make a single save, so fairly easy day for him. Enzo Gio, on the other hand, 13 shots for the Wolverines, made 5 saves, could have made 6. One of them was really not his fault, as we discussed multiple times. Sasaki's goal was kind of a circus shot. But either way, a great showing here by multiple different people. Hold on 1 second. And since I'm by myself, I'm doing a little bit of a executive decision here. I'm joined by Kevin Hutchinson, who's from the Bowling Green Media Network. Kevin, how'd you think your boys did today?
Well, I mean, the box score kind of says it all. I mean, even though it was a 1-0 match, it was still pretty lopsided in Michigan's favor. Michigan came away with 9 corner kicks. Our boys got 0. We had no shots on goal, only 2 shots total. So definitely need to work on that in the future, especially when we face powerful opponents like Michigan.
Absolutely. But as I've said multiple times, you guys by no means embarrassed yourselves. You guys played great. The defense was absolutely amazing. So great job. Thanks for joining me for a second.
Yeah.
And safe travels back to
For
Ohio.
sure. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, that'll conclude WCBN's coverage of Michigan's men's soccer today. Thank you for joining us. I have been Zach Warshaw, taking you through it. Again, Michigan wins today 1-0 against Bowling Green on a goal from Sasaki. Michigan returns to play on Friday at Oakland University in Rochester Hills. Next home game is against Michigan State on September 26th. WCBN obviously has the coverage. Thanks for listening. We'll leave you with a good night and a Go Blue.